So what are, if someone's like listening to this, they're watching this, they're like, all right, that makes sense. Like I can definitely improve. I can definitely like stand out a little bit more. What are some of the things that, that you would recommend to a contracting company or that you work with your clients on? Like, what are some of those wins that they can experience with CX?
Yeah, man. I mean, we're in the year 2022, right? So number one basic is you've got to have a CRM. And if you don't know what a CRM is, that's customer relationship management. That is a software tool so that you can manage customer data. I think I mentioned at Contractor Con that, if you've got a desire to sell your business at some point, up to 60% of the value of your business comes from your intangible assets. Your customer data is part of those intangible assets. Guess what's also included as part of those intangible assets? That's your online reputation. That's how much business comes from referrals, right? Well, you get an increased number of referrals, an increased number of repeat business, a better online reputation if you focus on the experience, right? So basics with technology. Anytime somebody even fills out a web form on your website, they should immediately get a text message. They should immediately get an email. Inside of that email should be an embedded video from the owner. Again, what I talk to you about, when I talk to contractors and clients and groups about, is like, look, man, this is not something that costs a lot of money. I mean, literally, you could pull out your iPhone right now, turn it into landscape mode, and record a short 30-second video thanking a visitor who landed on your website, who took the action to complete a form. You could thank them, and in that 30 seconds, explain to them what will happen next. And then when you set that expectation, you better deliver on it, right? So that's very easy. Form fill, automatic text message, automatic email, embedded video. Before technology was so advanced, Joe, we would get a lead and we would literally mail them what we called a pre-positioning packet, right? Snail mail. So in the mail would this envelope would show up. It would have some nice fancy marketing literature about our company. It would have some cost versus value reports. It might have a brochure or booklet and things like that in it. Well, speed is the new currency now, man. So we don't have time to snail mail. So you've got to automate this, and here's the other thing. After you meet with someone, what are you doing to thank them for spending that time? After you meet with them, are you sending them a video that just says, thank you so much for spending, the last hour with me, investing that time with me. By the way, everything we talked about, I know we can deliver on. Reminding them of the next steps, accompanying that with a picture of you. I mean, these are all things that are zero cost except for your time, right? Then how about this? How about if you meet with someone in your CRM, the lead status changes from, appointment set to quoting. And that trigger event then launches a handwritten thank you card to that prospect that thanks them, that shows up in about 5 to 7 days, that thanks them again for spending that time with you. It's less than $5, man. So for less than $5, would you be willing to bet that your closing rates could increase 5, 10, 15%? Would that be a good investment? Probably so, right?
Yeah, I'll take that, man.
Absolutely. So then, again, what happens when someone decides to do business with you? Does the owner reach out to them? What about your client experience manager who does a welcome call? Very simple. Hey, Joe, it's Clifton over at Muckenfuss Construction. I just wanted to say thank you for trusting us. Welcome to the family. You've made an incredible decision. Because in construction, what is a homeowner, what are they already thinking?
They're already like doubting. They have that potential buyer's remorse. They're like, all right, I feel okay. Clifton seems like a good guy, but like he says he's going to show up on Saturday. Like, I hope that he does. I'm not really sure. These contractors, how they roll. That's what's going on in their head, right?
Absolutely, man. So it's like, okay, look, you've heard the horror stories where the contractor sits at the table, they get this huge deposit and then they disappear. So if you can minimize that sort of anxiety with a simple phone call or a simple video, thanking them, very, very simple things to do. Then, you set a pre-construction meeting with them where you actually go out with your team, you run through everything, you introduce them to the key players on your team, maybe even have the project manager that's going to be assigned to their project, if it's like a remodeling project, send the video as well. Man, I'm talking to the video guy here, right? I can't underscore the importance of video enough. I mean, it's been huge in my business, right? So all of those things, and again, they're very low cost. And then after you finish their project, how do you reward them? How do you truly thank them for investing their hard-earned dollars with you? Here's what I know is true, and it really kind of drives me crazy, which is one of the reasons why I started my company, is most contractors are so busy worried about chasing the next deal that they fail to spend time appreciating the ones that have already done business with them. And my stance on marketing companies. You're a marketing training company, which is why I love you.
Am I exempt?
You're exempt. But you know what? If anybody that listens to this is, a Google AdWords certified marketing expert and all that, like, look, man, great for you. I refuse to pay you. I'm going to figure out a way to reward the people that have already entrusted me and my company with their money, and I'm going to pour back into them. I'm going to do surprise and delight programs, right? I'm going to send them quarterly gifts just out of the blue, letting them know that I'm thinking about them. I'm going to create touch points, 30 days, 90 days, 6 months. I'm going to do a courtesy annual inspection. I think you've heard me say this, Joe. It's not our customer's job to remember us. It's our job to make sure they can't forget us.
Wow. You got to say that again. That's a quotable.
Yeah. So it's not our customer's job to remember us. It's our job to make sure they can't forget us.
That's awesome.
In other words, and I came up with that because I had a customer that we did a project for. We did a siding project. We did a window project for. I had an opportunity that was her neighbor, and I drive by her house and I look and I'm like, holy smokes, it looks like they got their roof done.
Oh, no way. And it wasn't you.
And it wasn't me. And so, of course, I called him up. Hey, it's Clifton, just checking in. Oh my gosh, yes. Lewis was amazing. The crew was great. I'm like, hey, just making sure everything's good. Yeah, Clifton, what's up? I'm like, well, I'm meeting with Lucy, your neighbor. I'm like, and I just happened to notice, did you get a new roof? Silence. Followed by, oh my gosh, Clifton, do you do roofing?
Oh no.
And at that very moment, I said, not again. Now, do I think we get 100% of all business? No. But at that moment in time, I made a commitment that experience would be very minimal. So therefore, when we talk about top of mind, we're always doing things so that customer can't forget us. Hey, we launched a new service. By the way, you had a great experience with us on your siding project. Oh, here's what we have going on right now. Thought about you. If you're interested, give me a call. And so it really helped tremendously, Joe. And it goes back to this. When I started a business with $0 in marketing budget, I grew a company to a 60+% repeat and referral business.
Wow.
I spent less than 1% of top line revenues on true lead generation activities. I told you, man, like I'm not giving my money to the quote digital marketing experts. So those are all things that, kind of separated us. And for your listeners, man, if I can do it, you can do it.